Hello Mzansi and welcome to Mzansi. The Prime Minister of the Zulu monarch and family, Prince Buthelezi, has hit back at Prince Simakade's court application to challenge the throne. This comes after Prince Simakade filed court papers to review and overturn King Misuzulu's legitimacy as king of the Zulu nation. The court papers were filed at the Pretoria High Court on Friday. In a statement, Prince Buthelezi confirmed that the documents have been delivered to his home, alerting him to the fact that Prince Simakade has instituted litigation in the High Court. In due course, the documents will be considered by his lawyers and a response will be provided. The prince said King Misuzulu has already been declared the undisputed rightful heir and successor to his late father's throne, King Godwozalitini. In a statement, he said he was appointed through the late king's will, which appointed the late king's great wife as regent, reinforcing what was already well established, that his heir and successor would emanate from the house of Her Majesty the Regent. From the moment of the reading of Her Majesty the Regent's will, which appointed Prince Misuzulu, His Majesty King Misuzulu became the king of the Zulu nation. The president declared King Misuzulu as the king of the Zulu nation. The prince continued, when a small faction of the royal family disputed this matter, the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, on the instruction of the President of the Republic, established a panel to engage with the Zulu royal family, and the panel provided its report to the President. Buthelezi said on this basis, the President declared King Misuzulu the king of the Zulu nation. He said this was formally gazetted, making King Misuzulu the de facto and the de jure king of the Zulu nation. None of the litigation brought to stop King Misuzulu's ascension to the throne has been successful. Last month, King Misuzulu performed the sacred ceremony at the royal kraal, where he was presented before the living and the ancestors as the king of the Zulu nation. Prince Buthelezi said the gathering at the kraal on that occasion was larger than any witnessed before, even during the reign of the king's father and grandfather. Preparations are underway for King Misuzulu to formally receive his certificate, he said.